I hate the Beatles. They suck. I hate their stupid hair and their dumb accents. Intrigued with what I'm going to say next? Good. I successfully caught your attention. Now what I said could be true or not, it doesn't matter. I've already won. That's what a good intro does. Digs its hooks in you so you can't get away. From movies to video games, everything's got an intro. So, in this video, I'm going to be diving into a few examples of what I think are some of the best intros ever. Now, what is so important about a good introduction? Why even make a video about intros to begin with? Well, I believe intros are severely underrated now. Think about it. When was the last time you were really wowed by an intro to a game?
Kept you waiting, huh?
Movies and shows especially can live or die on their introduction in this day and age. If you're looking for something to watch on Netflix, for instance, and you come across a show that seems interesting just to start it up and be bored within the first 10 minutes, do you really think you're going to stick around and watch the next 12 episodes based on your first impression? With video games, the intro used to be the most important thing. Remember back in the Stone Age when we used to rent games from Blockbuster? I vividly remember picking a game based on its box art, thinking it would be amazing, only to be disappointed. Now for the most part, you know what you're getting into with all the gameplay trailers and playthroughs, but the introduction sets the tone for what's to follow. The older I get, the more I find myself caring about the first 10 minutes of a game. I don't have the time I used to waste it on a dog water game. And while the intro isn't the most important aspect, it does obviously play a huge role in whether something is good or spectacular. This is the first thing you see when you boot up the game, way before you get to the menu. An intro cinematic can give you glimpses of story, something almost every JRPG does. The Tales of series comes to mind. They always have intros that give key story moments with some sort of J-pop song over them. Or maybe for you, you think of Link riding Epona at the title screen of Ocarina of Time. No story given away, just Link and Epona riding through Hyrule Fields, set to the most calming song you'll ever hear. Some of my favorites are the openings from Devil May Cry 4, Final Fantasy X, and really any of the Dark Souls. The one I'm sure we can all agree on, though, is from Kingdom Hearts. If you played this game as a preteen, you definitely know where I'm coming from when I say this is unforgettable. The animation, the cryptic nature of what's unfolding, makes you go, wow, I really gotta play this game. I think what really is king, or queen actually, Love Me Hikaru Senpai, is the song that plays. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
You're giving me so many things lately.
Simple and Clean is perfect for this intro. No other game has a better song choice than this, and I'm dying on that hill. Seriously, let's put a different song over it. Doesn't have the same staying power, does it? Still beautifully animated, but it's the song that makes this intro. As for my personal favorite, it's gotta be from one of the most underrated JRPGs ever, Lost Odyssey. When I first saw the trailer for this game, I was completely blown away. The intro cinematic is absolutely perfect to me. The fighting is brutal and dirty. The knights look silly yet menacing at the same time. The war machines, the magic reanimating the dead soldiers, and this is all before the best part, when the protagonist shows up. I used to just watch this part on repeat, and how it perfectly syncs up into the first fight is just mwah, mwah. It's chef's kiss. This is the pinnacle of cinematic introductions to me. And it deserves to be seen by way more people than it has. This may come as a shock to you, but almost every movie that stood the test of time has a great intro. Rear Window, Apocalypse Now, Scream,
Like scary movies.
The Dark Knight, Tropic Thunder, Pootie Tang. Amazing movies that were elevated by their intros. A good movie introduction introduces you to the characters, the main plot points, the conflicts. They can be uneasy, energetic,
Everybody be cool, this is a robbery!
scary, confusing. It's how a movie builds your anticipation and makes you wonder what comes next. The Incredibles is actually one of my favorite openings. Perfectly introduces the characters, their motivations, and their faults. One could say it's pretty incredible.
I'm your #1 fan!
But my personal favorite opening has to be from Drive. From the first 2 minutes of this movie, you're given everything you need to know about the main character. He's cold, he's a professional, and he drives. It's tense. The cinematography is stylish, the music is amazing. It also does one of my favorite things that movies can do. Conveys so much emotion with scant dialogue. You know that this guy has about 10 other backup plans going through his head every time he's on a job without him even opening his mouth. You could see the wheels spinning in his head. It doesn't need to spout any lengthy exposition, just enough to let you know the stakes. The first level has the incredibly daunting task of laying out the gameplay loop while wrapping it up in a fun little package. I personally don't mind tutorials, but when the tutorial encompasses the whole of the first level or is too hand-holdy, that's when things start to sour my experience. Or even worse, a tutorial that just never stops. There have been so many great first levels in gaming, so it's hard to narrow it down to a few, but I'm gonna try. Obviously Mario comes to mind. My favorite being from Super Mario World. Donkey Kong Country has an iconic first level. I've probably played this level so many times I could do it blindfolded. Medal of Honor Frontline has the D-Day invasion, which is pretty much like playing Saving Private Ryan as a video game. Mass Effect 2 with the Normandy being destroyed. But honestly, it's a three-way tie for me for my favorite. Sonic Adventure 2's City Escape is just such a blast to play. Everything about it is iconic. Surfing down the streets, to the music, to being chased by a semi-truck that takes up a whole street. For the fun factor alone, this is it for me.
Just made it.
They told me, son, you're special. You were born to do great things. You know what? They were right.
I struggled whether to put this next one as an intro cinematic or a first level, but you do control the characters, so here we are. BioShock is just the pinnacle of visual storytelling for me. Even before you enter the bathysphere, you're given all these clues that this place isn't what it should be. Not to mention that the visuals themselves are just perfect.
I chose Rapture.
Having Rapture set in the ocean is such a great design choice. Even before the game really begins, it's preying on what is a huge fear for most people, the ocean. Then to come back to the beginning of the game after knowing the twist is such a crazy moment. It's no wonder BioShock is considered one of the greatest games of all time. Resident Evil 4 has to be one of the biggest subversions of expectations in gaming. Up to this point, Resident Evil had been known for two things: tanky controls and zombies. Resident Evil 4 throws everything fans of the series had come to expect out the window right at the start. Except, because you're playing a Resident Evil game, you know that some evil in the Residence is going to happen. No more tanky controls, Okay, maybe a little. No more zombies, sort of. Leaning heavily into a more action-oriented, over-the-shoulder third-person aspect was a masterstroke. The first level itself is a slow burn. As you make your way, you're waylaid by deranged villagers. Then finally you enter the village proper, only to see one of the officers who escorted you burning at the stake. As you approach, the villagers drop what they're doing and start attacking you, but wait, what's going on? They're not acting like the shambling brain-dead zombies from previous games.
What are they planning?
At this point, you're giving something not many games at this time would let you use. A sandbox. A small one, but still a sandbox. You're free to tackle this problem however you choose. Do you try barricading yourself in the house with the stairs? They'll use the ladders to climb up to you. Do you run around trying to find a good spot to pick them off? They'll flank you. Do you try to kill the chainsaw guy, but he just keeps getting up no matter how many grenades you throw at him? So you run away like a little girl? Then suddenly it ends. The bell rings and they're gone. Then Leon says one of the best worst lines in gaming history.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Perfection. Introductions have to be iconic if you want to stand out. Movies, games, TV, doesn't matter your medium. If you want people to watch, you gotta have your introduction down.
The game was rigged from the start.
Now, I know I missed a whole bunch of other classic intros, but I would love to hear from you guys and see what your favorite ones are. Maybe next video I'll do endings. Everyone loves a little happy ending.
Yeah, boy.